Today, we're doing something a little more low-key. Didn't really have any mods in the queue for the Prelude, so I figured today I would answer something that I get probably, it's like top 3 questions that I get on the Prelude all the time, and I always forget about this question. I don't know why, but it's something I get all the time. So today we're gonna answer what the hell it's like daily driving a 3rd gen Prelude. I'm talking like a 32-year-old Honda slammed on 3-piece wheels and pop-ups. What it's like to daily drive that. It's so good to see you guys. I hope you are all having a wonderful day. If you wouldn't mind, put down in the comments, let me know right now, before anything else, before we watch another second of Elevated Media, where are you watching today's video from? It's very important because I like to know. All right, guys? I like to know where you're watching the video from. I think it's really cool how far the content goes, all right? So let me know. Put it down there. So starting the Prelude starts with getting it out of the carport every day. It involves unzipping both sides of the carport. We don't have any fancy garages around here. And I'd show you with one hand in the camera how I roll this thing up, but I'm pretty sure it's physically impossible. I'm pretty sure. Prelude. And that's what it's like to open up the garage first thing in the day to go ahead and take this thing out for the daily missions. Today I need to go to the post office. I don't know. I gotta get my life together. Hold on. Okay, here we go. Yeah, so I have to go to the post office. I think I want some coffee. And I might wash the Prelude. I'm not even in focus, camera. You're not even doing your job, bro. Look at this. Look at this disgrace. Okay, all right. So, today, need to go to the post office. Probably get some coffee. That's a daily driven task, you know, get coffee. And I'll probably wash the Prelude because it needs it. Rained a lot lately. Been driving around on these mucky roads. Would like to hit the undercarriage and get it all cleaned up. So maybe go post office, coffee, car wash. Not sure if it'll be in that order. Obviously next what we have to do is start the car, but there's no push button start. There's no fancy electronic key fobs. Yeah, it's just the old school way to do it. Usually I have to pump the gas a couple times to put some gas into the lines and make sure we're not in first gear. And yeah, sometimes it goes the first try, sometimes it doesn't. I'll let you hear how terrible it sounds. Oh man, Prelude, I'm so proud of you, dude. I'll be honest, it almost never starts up first try. Like, anyone who watches this channel knows that. Even on a warm day, this thing, first start of the day, never, except for today. So I guess that's kind of how we start things off, in my Prelude at least. Oh my gosh, so hard to do this with one hand on the camera. There we go. So that's it. And then I have to then back this thing out of the carport and then seal up the carport. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that now. One thing I feel like I should mention right off the rip is it's not a good thing, and it's something I plan to fix with this car. It's not, I don't want this car to stay this way forever, but there's really no safety in this car. There's no airbags. Even before I added the quick release steering wheel, the OEM steering wheel never had an airbag. The seat belts, they never lock. At least mine. I can't speak for every 3rd gen Prelude, but mine do not lock. And for that reason, I feel like I should be transparent. Like, it's not that safe. So what I intend to do, at least, is hopefully this summer. It's not gonna happen this summer, at least not all of it, but what I'd love to do is put some bucket seats in here, get some sort of a harness attached to some sort of a cage, like a half cage in the back, a real cage that's actually functional, and that way I'm actually freaking strapped to the car, and if it were to flip or if I were to get into an accident, at least I stay in the seat and don't go flying, you know. So wow, what a tough way, Connor, to start off that video. Just something that you should be knowledgeable on. And for me, the car is slow out the gate, so it's not like you're gonna be ripping around a V8 with like 600 horsepower, rear wheel drive and no seat belts. It's not the case, guys. It's 100 horsepower. It's a 4-cylinder 2-liter motor. It's nothing fancy, okay? So Just take it slow. Probably the best thing I can say to you about that, unless you plan to do what I'm gonna do and actually improve the safety on the car. Now we're up to temp. Usually takes, I don't know, anywhere from like 10 to 15 minutes in the morning, especially on a cold morning. It will take a little bit to warm up, but some days I decide to roll with pop-ups, some days I don't. Today, I'm feeling it's a pop-up day, so we're gonna have those on. I like to roll around with my lights. Again, safety, you know, just letting people know I'm here as much as I can.
Excuse me, sir, you forgot your grocery list?
And sometimes, guys, you forget the grocery list. I guess we gotta go get groceries today. I'm so excited. Jenna, well, one, I got the grocery list, but I don't think I'm gonna do that. I actually saw the grocery list. Jenna, if you watch this video, I saw the grocery list, I left it because I don't think it's everything we need and I don't wanna make 2 trips. So I'm gonna go grocery shopping later. But Jenna, guys, give us, put some like W's in the chat right now for a fat win. Fat wins right now for Jenna. She made some power moves in her job area, in her career, and I'll leave it there for now, but it's in line with kind of the direction we're heading. And that's very vague, but just know it was good. And very excited about it. So W's in the chat for Jenna, big wins. Let's get back to the video. I guess there's not really too much else to say about the cockpit of the interior. It's really simple. I upgraded the stereo just because it didn't have what I needed when I first got the car. It already had an aftermarket stereo, but it didn't even have like an auxiliary cord or anything. So I had to update that a little bit. Outside of that though, everything else is pretty much stock in here. You know, it's simple, guys. I mean, I have crank windows and like manual locks. Like I said, there's no electronics. Everything is manual, manual mirror adjustment, all that good stuff. And you might be thinking to yourself like, wow, that's crazy, especially if you're like really young and were born after like 2000 or something weird like that. I'm just joking, but in all reality, it's not necessarily a bad thing to not have a bunch of electronics in a car. I found that out with the BMW. Like with this thing, if something manual does break, it's a lot easier to just fix it instead of having to spend a bunch of money on a sensor or a piece of some sort of electronic equipment to fix whatever the issue is. So it's not necessarily a bad thing, just requires sometimes more work up front, but it's fun. It's all part of the experience. Okay, just delivered the mail. And I want to mention, because the mail's a small thing, it's an easy thing to transport in this car. Some things are not easy to transport in this car, guys. You gotta remember, it's a coupe. It's got like borderline no back seat. I've really almost had no one ever sit back there. It's really a bad time if you're drawing that short of a straw. And then the trunk is large, kinda, but it's like the opening isn't the biggest. So like, if you get what I'm saying, like you can fit a lot in there, but the biggest thing has to be smaller than the opening of the trunk. So it's just limited. You're limited. It's not a utility vehicle, guys. Even though I try to make it one, I've actually had my mountain bike in. I used to take my mountain bike out a lot and I would put it in the trunk of the Prelude to get to the trailheads. I would have to take the front wheel off, but the whole mountain bike would actually fit in the trunk of the Prelude. I've taken this thing snowboarding. Snowboard gear's been in here. Skateboard, longboard. I don't know, just some various things. But I would never try and like move your entire life or apartment unless you are a minimalist with a Prelude, you know? It's not that type of vehicle. Trying to do a million things here at once.
Hi, this is Amy. What can I get for you today?
Hello, may I just have a medium iced coffee, French vanilla regular?
Yeah, medium, actually what?
Oh, sorry, I was just gonna say 2 of those, if you don't mind.
Okay, so 2 medium iced French vanillas, and you want 3 cream, 3 sugar?
Yes, please.
And can I get you, oops, no. And can I get you any other items today?
Nope, that'll be it, please.
All right, just the 2 iced coffees is going to be $6.31. Coming up.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good deal. Could I bug you for a tray? Awesome. Thank you so much. I don't have cup holders in here, so that's another thing. The 3rd gen Prelude doesn't have cup holders, so these are like your best friend. I like to just throw it down on the ground, on the floor mat next to me, assuming I'm driving solo. If I'm not, you know, if someone else is in here with me, they're the cup holders. But for now, that's how it goes. And I just drive carefully. I guess that kind of goes along with what I was just saying about the utility of the vehicle. There's not a lot of like compartments, storage, cup holders, things of that nature. So it really is a simple car. And for that reason, also it's simple to work on, at least I think so. I'm not a mechanic. I'm not even a licensed YouTube mechanic, but I try. And I've been able to fix a lot of things on this car myself. I was actually able to swap the transmission on it. This car was an automatic 4-speed when I bought it, and I swapped a 5-speed manual transmission into it. Something I never would have thought I could do before owning this car. So it's definitely a car that inspires a lot of confidence when it comes to working on it. And I guess driving too. I mean, it's a pretty, because it's slow, I mean, you feel like you can really handle the car well. It's not like you're ever out of control with this thing. So another 2 cents on the 3rd gen Honda Prelude. Something else I want to mention is this car does not do well on bumps. It doesn't help that I have it slammed on big wheels and really low suspension, but it's not the best, okay? That's what I want to let you know. It's not like you're driving in your parents' Tahoe or something. It's brutal when it comes to getting over potholes. In my case, speed bumps, things of that nature. It's just a small car, and it's old. It's a dinosaur. After a fresh wash, like, wow, dude, the Prelude is just, it really is an experience. That was a good way to put it. This thing, I've said it before, is like a time machine, dude. It is just a fun car to have with the pop-ups. The pop-up headlights are something you don't see on vehicles anymore. The yellow fog lights, those are OEM. Just don't see those anymore. In fact, sometimes you get pulled over for having them. So like, it's just crazy, guys. It's like a time machine. There's so many different things I could talk about on the outside of this car. Things that like I absolutely love about this car, like the fenders and the hood, and really just all the body lines on this car are just something unique, and there's something special about that. So that's kind of what I gotta say on it. I'm gonna head home now, and we'll kind of do another walk around the car, and I'll make some final notes on it. But hope you guys are enjoying the video so far. So guys, if you're new here, that's my 3rd gen Honda Prelude. I'll go over some of the basic stuff real quick. It's a 1988, it's a 2.0 S model, it's not the SI. It's got the dual carb B28.3 motor in it. Wheels, suspension I was talking about before. It's pretty low, so as you guys can tell, now that it's like properly in the light and stuff, it's kind of a small car, and if you're not careful with it, you can easily be not seen by other drivers. You can easily mash the front end on things like speed bumps and whatnot. As a daily driver, I love this thing. I have to be honest, it's amazing. It's my favorite car that I've ever owned, and I can't say enough about it. But as a daily driver, it's got its pros and cons. So, you know, if this is something you think that you could live with, and you don't need to haul a lot of stuff, you don't need to move a lot of things, then absolutely the Prelude could be for you. If it's just an A to B car, something maybe your first car that you want to learn to work on and be able to fix things and do maintenance with, this is a great one. I mean, it's a Honda. There's a lot of easy things you can do to this car. The work that needs to be done on it is usually pretty easy, so I definitely recommend it if you're considering this as like a first-time car or a daily driver. I would definitely give it 2 thumbs up. I guess that's all I got to say about it for today. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you enjoy the 3rd gen Prelude, I do a lot of this content, so make sure you hit that subscribe button so you see a lot more of this car and other builds in the future, guys. I am starting to look into the next vehicle as far as like actually getting ready to purchase it. So I don't have one in mind yet, but I'm starting to look, and I have the funds now to be able to make the purchase if I find the right one. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you give this Prelude a thumbs up and comments down below what you guys want to see next, any other videos you guys want to see. And as always, hit that subscribe button. I'll see you next time. Keep elevating. Bye-bye.